Dear friends, welcome to the Wednesday Word on Wednesday the 13th of September. Jane Seward retired as Children's and Families Minister at St Matthew's and the Minster on Sunday. After an all-in service at which she preached, we had a celebratory shared lunch and a number of people spoke about Jane's remarkable 25-year ministry. We presented her with a word art canvas of words about Jane that the Sunday Club children had contributed, some memories from ex-Sunday Club members, test match tickets for all 4 days of the Headingley Test next summer, and a bunch of flowers, and a check of our donations will follow. In case you missed it, here is an edited version of what I said. Jane Seward has been a member of St Matthew's and the Minster Cheltenham since 1987, but she's been leading the Children's and Families Ministry since 1998, initially as a volunteer, but for the last 20 years as a member of the church staff team. But she has been so much more than Children's and Families Minister. As she delights to remind us, she's done every job at St Matthew's and the Minster apart from being rector, youth minister, administrator, facilities manager, young adults minister, preacher, service leader, and many others. But it is her role as Children's and Families Minister that she is relinquishing. To sum up the last 25 years is an impossible task. And Jane would hate me to say too much because first and foremost, Jane is passionate about Jesus, our church's vision statement, which she embodies, and as such, hates the attention being on her. But she wants to magnify Jesus. As John the Baptist said, he must increase, I must decrease. And that is the first and most significant reason why Jane has been such a blessing to this church and to the hundreds of families, children and young people that have been in her care. The second reason for Jane being such a gift to this church is that, like Paul, she delights to share with people not just the gospel, but her life as well. For Jane, St Matthew's and the Minster, and especially the families and children, are her life. She has given herself in the most remarkable way to us, and as a result, she doesn't just teach the families and children, she embodies the gospel, so that we see Jesus in action in her. Paul goes on to say that the result of such a ministry is that families and children don't just hear the word of God as a human word, but as it actually is, the word of God which is at work in those who believe. I haven't done any detailed research, but I guess there are literally hundreds of people up and down the country and across the world who are believers today, and some are in full-time ministry because of what they were taught by Jane and the Sunday Club, here at St Matthew's and the Minster. To end on a more personal note, I want to thank Jane for being the most amazing friend and colleague for my first 5 years here. Who would have thought that a posh boy like me and a Durham lass like Jane would have become such firm friends? But that's what the gospel does. It makes people who are different brothers and sisters. Because Jane has been here since 1987, she knows the history of this church intimately and where all the bodies are buried. She's had my back over and over again as she's rushed into my office because she's always in a rush, shut the door and said, "A word to the wise," and has proceeded to prevent me from making some catastrophic mistake or upsetting somebody unnecessarily. Wonderfully, Jane's not planning to go anywhere. She's taking a 6-month break from upfront ministry, but she will remain very much a member of the church, coming to the 6:30 rather than the 10 for a while. So thank you, dear Jane. We love you. We can't wait to see what the Lord has in store for you in the years to come. Stay passionate about Jesus and remember, the best is yet to come. God bless all of you today.